Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Tuesday, December 10th, 2024, and these are your Unbiased Updates. Charged with murder, the man accused of gunning down the CEO of UnitedHealthcare on the sidewalk in New York City is under arrest and in custody. This morning, how investigators caught the suspected shooter and what happens from here. And allegations of war crimes. The Biden administration pinpoints 2 Syrians from the ousted regime who it believes carried out horrific actions.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
After nearly a week of searching, the manhunt for the suspected gunman accused of shooting and killing UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a New York City hotel last week came to an end on Monday. Police saying they located the 26-year-old man inside a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, about 300 miles from New York. And this morning, he is now charged with murder. The New York City Police Department filing first-degree murder charges against 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, according to court documents released on Monday night. Mangione also faces charges of possession of a loaded firearm, possession of a forged driver's license, and criminal possession of a weapon. Mangione is described as a former high school valedictorian who graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, with past addresses in Maryland, where he grew up, as well as California and Hawaii. Earlier in the day, Mangione was taken into custody in Altoona, PA, after authorities say a McDonald's employee recognized him as the person of interest seen in images related to the shooting death of the 50-year-old UnitedHealthcare CEO last Wednesday. When police arrived on the scene, they questioned Mangione. According to a court document, Mangione, who was eating at the time, quote, started to shake when asked if he'd recently been in New York City. Authorities say at first he lied about his identity. Court documents say he was carrying a black 3D printed pistol with a silencer. The NYPD says the gun found on him, described as a ghost gun, meaning a weapon with no serial number, was consistent with the one used in the murder. Police say Mangione also had on him a fake ID matching the one used by the suspect at a New York City hostel before the shooting, and a 3-page written note.
Like I said, that document is currently in the possession of the Altoona Police Department as part of their investigation. But just from briefly speaking with them, we don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioned in that document. But it does seem that he has some ill will toward corporate America.
There are reports this morning. Those writings include the phrases, "These parasites had it coming," and "It had to be done." Speaking at a press conference Monday evening, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro spoke of how the killing has led to some people going online sharing their frustrations and anger over the healthcare system. But he emphasized that Mangione is not a martyr.
In some dark corners, this killer is being hailed as a hero. Hear me on this. He is no hero. The real hero in this story is the person who called 911 at McDonald's this morning. The real heroes every day in our society are the women and men who put on uniforms like these and go out in our communities to keep us safe. This killer was not a hero. He should not be hailed.
Mangione remains in custody in Pennsylvania this morning, pending his extradition to New York, which is expected to take place later this week. This morning, tensions remain high in New York after a jury acquitted U.S. Marine veteran Daniel Penny of all charges, including criminally negligent homicide in the chokehold death of a schizophrenic man whose behavior had some people on the New York subway testifying they feared for their lives. The caught-on-camera deadly incident from May of 2023 saw Penny put Jordan Neely in a chokehold from behind after Neely was walking up and down the F train saying, "Somebody is going to die today." Prosecutors said the chokehold lasted too long, was reckless, and resulted in the 30-year-old homeless man's death. The defense brought an expert in to show Neely was under the influence of the synthetic marijuana drug K2, arguing Neely died from drug use and a previous medical condition. Outside the Manhattan courthouse, fights broke out as protesters and counter-protesters clashed. After the verdict, Neely's father stated there is no justice. Now to the latest in the Middle East. The United States has charged 2 former high-ranking Syrian intelligence officials with war crimes. The DOJ says during Bashar al-Assad's regime, Jamil Hassan and Abdul Salam Mahmoud oversaw operations of a detention facility where Americans and civilians who had been deemed enemies of the state were tortured. This comes as the United States has also sent a special envoy to Beirut, Lebanon, to find out what happened to Austin Tice, an American journalist who vanished in Syria 12 years ago. On Sunday, President Joe Biden said he believes Tice is still alive and his administration is committed to bringing him home. Syria has publicly denied holding Tice. Meantime, Israel has launched a large-scale attack on Syria, striking what it called strategic military sites after the fall of the al-Assad government. It also expanded its presence into the Golan Heights, a buffer zone along the country's border with Syria. Israel claims the move is temporary and aimed at ensuring nearby areas are not exposed to any potential security threats. But Iran has appealed to the United Nations Security Council, saying the expansion is, quote, a flagrant violation of UN Charter, breaking a 50-year ceasefire agreement. Here in the U.S., President-elect Donald Trump's pick for defense secretary is back on Capitol Hill, looking to shore up support from Senate Republicans. Yesterday, Pete Hegseth met with Senators Joni Ernst and Lindsey Graham, both of whom had expressed concerns over allegations against Hegseth of sexual misconduct, financial mismanagement of veterans' charities, and excessive drinking. Hegseth denies a lot of it and says he is a changed man. He served in the Army in the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Hegseth is scheduled to meet with 20 Republican senators this week, according to the Washington Post. Another department store chain is set to make an internet comeback. Lord & Taylor is set to relaunch in 2025 as a discount luxury e-commerce platform, offering designer goods and Lord & Taylor branded products. That's according to its new owner. Regal Brands Global acquired the Lord & Taylor intellectual property in September after its previous owner, Sadia Group, which had relaunched the chain as an e-commerce website in 2021, ceased operations. Regal Brands reportedly aims to position Lord & Taylor products to compete with other high-end retailers such as Saks Fifth Avenue and Nordstrom. Finally this morning, the nominees for the 82nd Golden Globes are out, and leading the pack is musical Amelia Perez with 10 nominations. No musical or comedy has ever received more Globe nominations. Netflix, which acquired the rights to the film, was the big winner among studios, getting 13 nominations for film and 23 for television. Over on the TV side, The Bear continues its award show dominance with 5 nominations. The Golden Globes will air January 5th on CBS and Paramount+. Those are your unbiased updates for this Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a terrific Tuesday.